This is Nurse of Death, the Lucy Letby story, a gripping true crime podcast that takes you deep into the chilling tale of allegations against Lucy Letby, a seemingly caring and dedicated nurse who harbored a dark secret. Join us as we unravel the twisted journey of a medical professional whose actions sent shockwaves throughout the healthcare community. It's the story of a nurse who went from saving lives to becoming the harbinger of death. This is Nurse of Death, the Lucy Letby story. In a chilling narrative of alleged infanticide that has gripped the city of Manchester, 33-year-old neonatal nurse Lucy Letby stood accused of the calculated and ruthless murder of 7 infants, 5 boys, and 2 girls. Yet, as the prosecuting attorney revealed, Letby continued to live a seemingly carefree life, socializing and attending horse races even in the aftermath of her alleged heinous crimes. During her final appearance in the witness box at Manchester Crown Court, after 2 tension-filled weeks of testimony, Letby conceded to the prosecutor, Nick Johnson KC, that she had enjoyed herself during those years. "Yes, there were times in those years that I had a good time," she confirmed. A seemingly nonchalant confession, which under the circumstances carried a grotesque undertone. Johnson painted a picture of Letby as a woman of methodical planning, who kept tabs on the parents of the infants she allegedly attacked, regularly checking their profiles on Facebook in what the prosecution termed a twisted need to check up on her victims. Johnson further alleged that Letby's lies were meticulously crafted to garner sympathy and attention, even from the jury at her trial. His piercing question echoed in the hushed courtroom, "You were killing children to get attention, weren't you? And you're getting quite a lot of attention now." To this, Letby simply replied with a firm no. Among the evidence presented to the court was a note that Letby had written to 2 of the triplets she is alleged to have murdered. An eerily poetic note that began, "Today is your birthday," and continued, "You aren't here, and I'm so sorry for that." The name of the surviving brother was included in the note, prompting Johnson to question the intent behind its inclusion. "It's because in your mind, as a medic, perhaps anticipating, there was a terminal end in sight for the surviving triplet if he'd stayed with you," Johnson posited. Letby, however, denied this claim. The atmosphere of the courtroom turned icy as Johnson challenged Letby's assertion of feeling isolated after her removal from the neonatal unit at the Countess of Chester Hospital. Handing her a 26-page document that he claimed was peppered with details of her numerous social outings post-removal, Johnson seemed determined to poke holes in Letby's narrative. Amid the engagements detailed were rendezvous with a close friend, also a nurse at the unit, and a married hospital registrar whose identity is protected by legal restrictions. Notable among her social activities was a trip to London with the registrar, which had been planned for a second time but ultimately cancelled. Johnson asked Letby to read aloud a message she had received from the registrar. The note ended with a large red heart emoji, a seemingly innocuous symbol of affection, yet in the context of this trial, a complex web of personal interactions began to unravel. Letby replied to the emoji saying, "It's a heart." She had responded with a similar heart emoji of her own, combined with a smiling face emoji, which she acknowledged saying, "It's a smiley face and a heart." When asked if the registrar was her boyfriend, Letby was quick to clarify, "It's not a relationship at all, it's a friendship." A note Letby wrote to herself was also presented, in which she confesses to being an awful person and despairs at the idea that she may never know what it's like to have a family. This admission raised questions about her mental state during the alleged murders. When asked about this note, Letby attributed these sentiments to her removal from the neonatal unit and her sense of isolation in her new role at the hospital. This is Nurse of Death, the Lucy Letby story, a gripping true crime podcast that takes you deep into the chilling tale of allegations against Lucy Letby, a seemingly caring and dedicated nurse who harbored a dark secret. Join us as we unravel the twisted journey of a medical professional whose actions sent shockwaves throughout the healthcare community. It's the story of a nurse who went from saving lives to becoming the harbinger of death. This is Nurse of Death, the Lucy Letby story.